Well, Maryland State Police have been trying to reach more than 24 stranded vehicles in Frederick County. Many of them chose to stay with their abandoned vehicles. The problems are along Interstate 70, Route 15, Route 85, and US 340. Our coverage begins with Kurt Brooks live along Route 340. Kurt, how long has this been going on?
Well, the first calls for vehicles that were stranded actually started about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock yesterday. So it's been 24 hours. And in this time, we've seen lots of vehicles getting by, and folks could leave their vehicles if they want, but it's amazing, even 24 hours later, and I'm going to go ahead and step behind the camera and show you what we can see. The vehicles are still staying in place. They have not been rescued. So let's go take a look right down here on 340, where we are looking eastbound on 340 from Mount Zion Road towards Frederick. And there is this poor guy. He's been in his truck for quite some time, at least almost a day. Oh, and real quick, I just spotted this. I'm going to go take a look. The Maryland National, the helicopters are still looking for more people out here in Frederick County. This one is searching now, probably in the I-70 region, I-70 west of Frederick. That looks like the direction that is from where we are standing. Going back towards Route 340 here, you can see we have one lane open, a direction is open. It is going eastbound towards Frederick, but the westbound section is still shut down. You can see the wind is blowing the snow, closing the road. And you can see here's another tractor trailer that even further up the road has been stuck this entire time. While hanging out here, I have been watching the state police. We had folks in Humvees have dropped by in order to see if these folks are okay. They came up to the cab. This gentleman's been rocking this truck back and forth, trying to get it out, and to no avail. He actually even ran over and stopped a snowplow to see if he could help. The snowplow wasn't able to help him this time. We are told that at this time, right over that hill and a little beyond it is where the plows are. The camera's shaking quite a bit at this point because we're catching a lot of wind at this moment. So the plows are not far, but they're just not here. And here comes that helicopter again, checking out the scene. I'm going to go ahead and pan down real quick and point out this is the exit ramp here on Mount Zion Road. And normally traffic would be able to go through that. That's the wind, that's the blowing drifts. That bank right there is probably 4 to 5 feet high, and nobody's going to be driving through that. There was a full-size plow working his way down there about a half an hour ago, and he gave up. They're going to have to bring in a front-end loader or something like that. And as bad as that is over here, well, here comes the traffic. They're able to get on by. So it's really a disparaging situation. You have one side completely shut down, the other side's open. Now that right there is a abandoned vehicle that's been here pretty much the whole day. But that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. It's quieter, it's calmer than it's been before, but it's not much better. So this is Kurt Brooks reporting live from Frederick County for 9 News Now. So
Kurt, it sounds as though, at least for that tractor trailer we're looking at right now, it's going to take some massive intervention, perhaps some giant tow truck, or as you talked about, perhaps some sort of front-end loader or grader or some large piece of equipment to move enough snow to get that truck out of the way. We don't want him to have to wait till the spring thaw.
Right, yeah. There's the big heavy towing company that typically shows up around here is a company called Marks, and they have the big tractor trailer size tow trucks. And I did see them running around yesterday trying to do what they could, but they would need to have, they could probably pull them out of there, but they need to have the area plowed first. Here comes the Black Hawk helicopter, which has been overhead most of the day, continuously reporting and updating command on what's going on out here.
So Kurt, do you have any sense, and you may not know this, as to why these guys are staying with the trucks instead of leaving the loads behind and moving on and getting to safety?
Well, I think just looking at that vehicle, he's not snowed into the point that it's unsafe for him to stay in the vehicle. And, you know, he's got his sleeper cabin there. It's probably the most comfortable spot for him to hang out in. But that's probably why he's there. If you have more than half a tank of gas, I had to shelter for the night, honestly. I live nearby here, and I wasn't able to get home. I tried making it over the mountain, and when I realized it wasn't going to happen, I found a nice big parking lot and settled into my Suburban live truck for the night. And
Wow.
yeah, and I burned about a quarter tank of gas just to stay warm overnight.
Well, I hope you were careful with your tailpipe and making sure that there was no possibility of carbon monoxide sneaking back into your cabin there, because that could have been a little dangerous.
Well, that's why I found a very large open parking lot.
All right, Kurt, take care of yourself, sir. I hope you can get home tonight. We're going to move on to Scott Broom.